Breaking aviation news.
Hello and welcome to Vertical Aviation News Network. This is your Captain Bermun McGhee, and this week we're going to take a trip to Southeast Asia, and we are going to do a review of Delta Airlines Delta One cabin. So come on and take a flight with me as we travel to Southeast Asia.
Welcome to Vertical Aviation News Network. This is your captain speaking, reporting from on my flight headed to Asia, going to Southeast Asia. The first stop is in Seoul. To tell you about the experience of Delta One with Delta. This is my Delta One cabin. It's pretty nice. Can stretch out pretty good, and seats feel comfortable. This is a 14-hour flight, so I will tell you how it feels and how good is it. Is it worth the money? This is a $9,500 round trip seat. As everyone knows, I travel quite frequently internationally, particularly in Southeast Asia and the Middle East. These long flights, to me, it's worth every penny. And I'm going to give you a full report of everything that's happening, when it's happening, meal service, in-flight service. Particularly, I like Delta. I'm a big fan of Delta and the Sky team. All their partners are very good. From online, making your purchase online, and then also with anytime there's an issue during your flight, if there's cancellations or any type of delays or anything like that, they are very good at managing those and taking care of their customers. As always, safe travel, and I'll keep you posted. This has been your captain reporting for Vertical Aviation News Network. There's slippers, got some water in there, got a plug here, and a headset plug, and then you got a condiment bag for, let's open this up, take a look. And it's got a safety thing on it, so you know no one else has been in it. So you break that. Let's open this up. And then you got inside got a blindfold, some little slipper socks, earplugs, a vanity kit, toothpaste, toothbrush, a pen. What do we got here? Got some hand cream or lotion. And let's see what this smaller one is. Thank you. And lip balm. Alrighty. And then it's packing it up. And then here's your seat controls. Lay it all the way down into a bed or however. Continuing on. Coming on around back to me. Good old captain here. And then you have a door here also that you can close. I'll show you that in flight. You can't close it right now. So stay open. And that's it so far. Stay tuned as we will show you everything that's happening during the flight. Keep you posted. as always, stay tuned for the Aviation News Network. This is your Capt. Okay, so I've gotten settled in. As you can see, I'm stretched out here. Got plenty of room. Checking out the movies, see what they got. What's today's and greatest? Hard Working Man, The Monkey, Snow White, Last Breath. Looks like some pretty up-to-date movies that's been either recently released in the movie theaters or just come out in the past month and a half or so. And going around, I got my pillows, got my blankets, got a little place here where you can put some extra stuff you have. I got my Chick-fil-A and some snacks, and then just in case I don't like what they're serving, I always do that on any international flight. I always get something that I like and bring it with me in case I don't like their menu. So what they have on their menu today, the choices are, that's what you see here instead of trying to read it to you. Looks like a beef and vegetable soup, poached prawns, and a spicy meal. This is going to be the Korean menu. As I said, this flight is going to Incheon. And the feature chef is Peter Cho. Other choices for the Western menu: jumbo pork shrimp, vegan tomato and coconut soup, mixed green salad, some warm rolls, and then you can choose between the Peruvian chicken and spinach risotto, which is a pasta.
Hello, Korea is a final destination?
No.
No, okay, you don't need it.
And so that's for the main course. Then for dessert, the dessert menu has ice cream sundae, fruit cheese plate, and blueberry lemon cheesecake. Mid-flight snack will be a roasted vegetable quesadilla and Peter Cho's barbecue pork. Wow.
Very much. I appreciate it.
And let's see what else. In light bites, assortment of sweet and savory snacks, cheddar cheese omelet, a pre-arrival meal, and chocolate hazelnut French toast, evenly glazed beef and pork patties. And then they got an assortment of wines and desserts and all the beverages. So that's the menu. Continuing around, you got a privacy window sitting next to you, and you got another storage area for your headset, your slippers, got some water in there. You got a plug here and a headset plug, and then you got a condiment bag for, let's open this up, take a look. And it's got a safety thing on it so you know no one else has been in it. So you break that. Let's open this up. And then you got inside got a blindfold, some little slipper socks, earplugs, a vanity kit, toothpaste, toothbrush, a pen. What we got here? Okay, this is your captain speaking. Aviation news. Back with you. This is tomato and coconut soup. Shrimp salad. Today we'll be working man. And we'll get into it. I'll let you know how it tastes. always wear your seatbelt because you never know what could happen during the flight. So for a safety thing, always wear your seatbelt at all times when you're sitting down. I know they say that, but I say it because it's really important, and you should.
Hello and welcome back to Vertical Aviation News Network. Man, how was that trip to Korea? It was a wonderful trip. I enjoyed it. They got a lot of things done, and now we're gonna go over our review of Delta Airlines and their Delta One cabin. So I did this on a 1 to 5 scales, 5 being the best, and obviously one would be the lowest. So in each one of these categories, I will detail what I found and what I thought of each aspect of the service with Delta. And just to let you know, I'll be kind of comparing that of the service I've experienced on other airlines such as Korean Air, Thai Airways, Emirates Airlines, and Qatar Airways. Those are the airlines I primarily use and when I'm traveling throughout the world. So these would be comparisons to those, and you saw as we were on the trip, you got to see everything that I was experiencing and what was happening on board. So here we go. So with the service, I give Delta a 5 out of 5. With what I'm evaluating there is the check-in process. When I show up, they have a dedicated line for Delta One and for Skymiles priority members that are Diamond and Platinum and Gold members, as well as Delta One. And Delta One has its own separate check-in at a lot of the larger airports. It's a very I didn't take videos in there because it's very private and exclusive, so I didn't want to expose other people in these videos. So I was cognizant of that, and I wanted to be respectful of others and their privacy in that environment. Continuing on with the check-in service, it is absolutely top-notch. It's great. As I said, it has its own separate check-in for Delta One. You go up to the counters. There's people there. They literally have red carpet rolled out for you. You have your own dedicated agent, as well as a person to offload your luggage and load it onto the luggage belt. Everything. Then you have a separate walkway to security. You have your own security checkpoint strictly for Delta One. There is no line. Then from there, you go straight into the Delta One lounge, which is phenomenal. I give them very high praise on this aspect of the service beginning there. Okay, then after that, I continue to evaluate the service once you're actually on board. Once you're on board, the staff is there to welcome you on board, show you where your seat is, and then once you're on board, that's pretty much the extent of the service aspect. Now I will get into how they serve on board and different things like that. So I will be rating the staff separately from this. So with that said, like I said, I give them a 5 on the beginning and check-in and lounge and onboard welcoming. 5 out of 5. Great job, Delta. Now we go on to the presentation of what you're getting for this Delta One service and how they how the staff and how they handle that. I give Delta a 4 on this one. It's kind of, I think, a little bit of overkill with the information, with the onboard announcements, and the reason I say that, they tend to repeat every message, and this is particularly on international flights. They repeat every message in multiple languages. That is actually an annoyance to most of us travelers. Like, everyone knows when the plane gets a little bumpy, the pilot is going to put on the fasten your seatbelt sign, and he's going to make an announcement. You don't need to repeat that 3 more times in different languages. It's just that's a little bit of an overkill. So I knocked a point off for that. And again, I compare this to the other airlines. They do not do that. They make one announcement, the light comes on, and that's it. And whatever they're talking about, it's also just said one time. There's no more disturbances through the flight. So I give Delta a 4 on that. When it comes to amenities, with the food, snacks, response to your service calls and things like that, when you make a call, and the staff themselves, how they're dressed, how they look, their appearance and all that, I actually gave Delta a 5 on that. They are very, I give the staff very high marks because they are very professional, well-dressed, and the food, as you see in the flight, as I'm eating, it was top-notch. It was delicious, very good. They give the white tablecloth, they serve wine and all those things, which they serve in all the cabins, but the level of service is definitely stepped up quite a bit. And you have real silverware, you have glassware. It's very well done on a first class, business class type of service. I will say that when it comes to this, I will say that Emirates Airlines and Qatar Airways, they take it way beyond. I would say you would have to add another 2 stars to reach what they do, but it's a little bit overkill with them as well. But as I said, with this experience with Delta, I give them a 5 out of 5. Response to service calls, they're really quick with that. I will say I noticed a difference because I have flown in economy comfort before on these long haul flights, and I will say that sometimes the response is a little bit slower just because they're serving more people, and obviously in Delta One cabin, it's a smaller number of people in that cabin, and you have more attendants in that cabin, so they're a little bit they are quicker at responding to your service calls and attending to your needs. So again, I give them a 5 out of 5 on amenities and service. Then we go to the value. As I mentioned in the video, my ticket was approximately $9,500, and I got it on short notice. Typically, most of my flights are booked probably 3 to 5 days out because my schedule is so hectic. So I can't really book too far in advance, and I've always been that way. So I would say typically, if I booked this far enough out, probably would have been, and I compared it actually. If I had booked it about 2 to 3 weeks out, the ticket probably would have been about $7,000 instead of $9,000. And actually, I checked again just the day prior, and the ticket was even more. It was actually around $13,000. So So obviously booking in advance, you'll save a little bit of money. But for the value, I gave Delta a 4 on this because on some of the other airlines, particularly Korean Airlines, if I booked at the same time with Korean Air or even with one of the other airlines, it would have been about $4,000 to $5,000. So on the value, and there's a reason I didn't book with another airlines, is because I'm loyal to the Delta brand, and I'm a Diamond Medallion million miler with Delta. So a lot of other things come with that. So that's why I tend to always book with Delta, even if the price is a little bit more higher. But again, I gave Delta a 4 on the value, and it brings me into something that's coming up now. Delta is going to start using AI in their pricing models that's going to target individuals, and I'm a little bit concerned with that. So actually, I'm going to evaluate that the next time I fly. I'm going to check and see how the pricing models are, because I frequently travel all year long, and like I said, it's always last minute travel. So I'm going to give an honest review on their AI booking in the future. So just kind of be on the watch for that. So right now I give them a 4. I take points off because it's a little overly priced, and I wish airlines would get away from penalizing people for last minute travel, because we're still traveling, so and then in the last category, which is recognition, which is something I noticed that other airlines are doing, and I think probably the best one is Korean Airways. They do a very good job of recognition for their frequent flyers. Delta, I gotta say, you really need to improve on your recognition of your loyal frequent flyers. I gave Delta a 3 out of 5 on this because they just don't recognize their frequent flyers. They make a general frequent flyer recognition over the intercom, but what I can tell you, compared to other airlines where they actually personalize it, they will actually come to your seat during the flight, both after you board, during the flight, and just before landing. They make it very noticeable that the frequent flyer is really appreciated. They come to you, talk to you by name, recognize you by your level, and thank you for choosing them, because I truly believe that they understand that you can choose a different airlines to fly, and they know that the frequent flyers, we know the service of other airlines because we fly so much. So they really want you to continue to choose them. And Delta does not do that. They do not recognize and make it personalized to the individual frequent flyer of high status with them. Now, I will say during the pandemic, because I continued to travel during the pandemic, and during the pandemic, Delta was doing this. They would actually give cards that would be at your seat when you sat down. You would have a card thanking you for continuing to travel and thank you for choosing them for your travel. But now they've stopped doing that. And I got to tell you, Delta, actually, I'm going to knock it down to a 2. I'm going to give you a 2 out of 5 when it comes to this. So Delta, you need to improve on recognition of your loyal frequent flyer members during the flight and during your service on board. Not just stop it at the check-in and the lounge. So please improve on that. So my overall rating for Delta One, I would give it a 4. It's not a 5. It is a 4, and almost down from that because of the 2 marks on the value and the presentation and the recognition. So Delta, you got some improvement to do, but I did enjoy the flight. The flight overall was a great flight, no issues, everything was good. So I give a 4. All right, so now bringing us to our aircraft of the week. It is a Bell UH-1 hotel model of the Huey. I gotta tell you, this is where I got my instrument training. So I have to tell you, I am a little bit biased to this one. It's a little nostalgic, but it's a great aircraft. Talk about kick the skids and let's go. It's a very dependable aircraft. This one, it's being sold for $900,000. Been sold by Jason Johnson, and you can give him a call at 907-885-4999. Check it out. Go up to Anchorage, Alaska, enjoy the scenery, and buy yourself a UH-1 Bell helicopter. And as always, thank you for tuning in to Vertical Aviation News Network. Continue to watch us and enjoy the show. Click and subscribe and continue to support the show in any way possible with comments, likes, and everything. I do this production completely on my own. This is a complete independent news network, and we're going to keep it that way and keep doing positive news broadcasts. And as always, this is your captain, and safe travels.